Going over the small sound setup today. We're going to go over QSC K12 speaker. Usually be setting these up for like smaller events if they want to play music, usually outside off property because we have built-in speakers everywhere else. So it's a pretty simple setup. I got one right here. First thing, power switch, obvious. IEC cable, they should live in these cases, but it's always good to check and make sure that they're in there and make sure you put them back in when you strike the speaker. First things are your inputs. They can take XLR or they can take a 1/4 inch. It's a dual connector. There's two of them, line A and line B. Underneath those inputs are some pass-throughs. So whatever you plug into this guy will get spit straight out of there if you want to do a pass-through, and same for this. Then after that is an actual line out, so that'll take both of these and spit it out, and that's what you'll want to use if you're connecting two different speakers together. You'll pass one out to the other. Volume controls right here for each one. You also get RCA for line B. If you want to plug in a computer or whatever, you can use a mini to RCA. Finally, the important switch over here, the mic and line level. And what that is, if you plug a microphone into here, a microphone has a lot lower of a signal than anything else you're going to plug in. So when you switch it to mic, it engages a preamp. So it'll take the mic signal in, and the preamplifier will boost the signal up so that it can be worked with for the rest of the speaker. Anything else you're plugging in there, any amplifiers, anything out of a computer, anything from a phone, any kind of instrument, keyboard, whatever, you're going to want to leave it at line level because it's going to be a much hotter signal. If you do plug in, say you plug a keyboard in there and you have this engaged, the signal is going to be way too hot and it's going to be crushing everything because you're going to be hitting it line level and then trying to boost it with a preamp, and it's going to boost it up even more, and it's no good. So we always leave that on line unless you're plugging a mic in. Aside from that, a couple low frequency, that's what LF stands for, options. Usually we'll just leave it on normal. If you're playing like music or something and you want a little more bass, you can switch it to deep. If you have an actual subwoofer in your system, switch to external sub, and that'll cut out all the lows and let the subwoofer handle that. Usually we'll leave it on normal. The high frequency has two settings, flat, which is just whatever you get is what you get. And then there's a vocal boost, which will boost a little bit of the frequencies in the vocal range, like probably the 3 to 5K area. Usually I'll just leave it flat, and you can EQ it on whatever board you're using. Another thing to watch is this limit light right here. If that starts flashing red, it means the signal has gotten too hot and it's going to start distorting the speaker, which can damage it. So if you ever see that limit light coming on, it means you want to turn your volume down because you're going to break the speaker. That's pretty much it. You can change the front LED. Usually we leave it up here. The front LED will be on if the thing is powered on. You can also set it to blink if it starts limiting, or you can just shut that sucker off. All right, so when you set these suckers up, we're going to put it on a speaker stand. You want to make sure the feet are nice and wide. That keeps it nice and stable. Have your cables plugged in, that's the line out, that's your power. You want to make sure there's enough slack on them so you're not yanking those cables down. And then I like to run them nice and neat. Put a strip of tape there, run it straight down the back, strip of tape right there, keep it all nice so you can't see it when you're looking at it from the front. When you put these on, they're kind of heavy, so if you don't feel comfortable lifting it yourself, you can use the buddy system, have two of you do it. There's a little hole in the bottom, that thing will line up right there, and that's pretty much it. Small sound.